Hola amigos y amigas, you are now with Jocelyn y como siempre as always, I'm so grateful you are here bringing me into your present moment. For those of you who are a returning subscriber, welcome back. You already know all the goodness we're going to be getting into in this video, and if you are new here, welcome as well. I'm so grateful again that you are here. If you enjoy lifestyle, spirituality, self-development, journaling, and all of that good stuff, then make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my weekly videos and you join in on this growing community. And speaking of growing community, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the fact that this has been my first full year really committing myself to my YouTube channel. So those of you who have subscribed this year, those of you who have been tuning in this year, who have been engaging with me, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for investing in me and for gifting me the honor of being just a moment, a sliver of your own paths, your own healing journeys, your own reflections under the moon, your own self-development, self-improvement. Like, it means so much to me, and I'm just so excited to continue to see my channel grow, to continue to connect with more of you, to continue to attract this beautiful community of people who are all investing in themselves and are being so mindful and intentional with the way that they are moving and navigating this life. It's just such an honor, and I'm just so grateful that I invested in myself, in remaining consistent, in doing journaling prompts, channeling prompts, sharing prompts with you for every lunation this year, being consistent with my weekly energy readings, and really exploring with different kinds of content outside of that. So I just want to thank you all so much for being here, for supporting me, for being my day ones. Like, I'm just so grateful and so excited. And I am going to be hosting a free journaling workshop for us this Saturday, December 18th, at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I'll be guiding you through some prompts and exercises to really, hold space for intentional reflection and transition into 2022 with ease. So if that interests you, if you'd like to journal with me, this is a virtual session, workshop, then I'll leave the link below for you to go on in and register, and I'll see you on Saturday, December 18th. Now, this weekend, we have the full moon in Gemini, the last full moon of the year, y'all. And this is a time where, as mentioned in my energy reading for this week, this is a time of like shedding the old and really celebrating the new. Now, on top of that, we also have Venus going retrograde. Literally same weekend under this last full moon of the year. So this lunation is as pivotal and significant and just powerful as all the other intense lunations that we've had this year. So I'm excited to share these 8 journaling prompts with you that will touch on all of these different energies that are taking place at this time. So without further ado, let's get into these 8 journaling prompts for the Gemini full moon. What do I currently value and require in my relationships? The topic of relationships has really been on the forefront for so many of us, if not all of us, this year. And this prompt is also inspired by Venus going retrograde and also bringing the topic of relationships to the forefront of our lives. So I wanted to hold space for that and really acknowledge that through all the shifts that we've experienced, through all the healing that we've invested in, through all the awakening that we have gone through, our values have changed when it comes to relationships, and also our requirements, right? Our standards. I think so many of us have learned that we deserve to have standards in our relationships. And it's also important to know that, you know, the standards that we uphold for others, we can uphold ourselves, right? Let's keep that in mind. We're not just out here requiring others to, you know, our standard is for them to love us when we're not loving ourselves first and foremost, right? We got to start from within with our requirements and our standards. But aside from that, you know, what are your current values in your relationships? What are your current requirements, your current standards? And really allow this prompt to serve as a reminder for you as we step into the new year, right? Next year, you can look back on this prompt and also all the other prompts, right? They'll serve as gentle reminders for you on, you know, what you've learned, what you are now really upholding to. So as we reflect on relationships, let's remember that we're not just talking about romantic relationships, right? We have so many different kinds of relationships that we engage in on a daily basis. It's with our friendships, our family, our colleagues, our work, our money, our wellness, our bodies, ourselves, right? Our relationship with ourselves has also really gone through a lot of shifts. So let's expand our perception on that as we step into this prompt. And I hope that this really just affirms and brings forth, you know, some gentle reminders for you as we experience this full moon of closure and of celebration. Which of my daily habits are contributing to my long-term success? I feel like we've been experiencing this duality of like really being in the present moment, right? And acknowledging the importance of being present while also taking moments to really see the bigger picture. And so we're in this time of really reflecting on what we're doing today that really matters, that really is contributing to our overall success in life. And this prompt is really intending to bring more mindfulness towards our actions that we are taking today. And I think that, you know, this is also a very timely prompt with, you know, the new year around the corner and us reflecting on new habits that we want to implement into our lives and habits that we no longer want to subscribe to. So this is a great new year prompt, full moon prompt. May this prompt assist you in gaining clarity on the habits you want to keep and the habits that you are ready to let go. What aspects of my life do I acknowledge need more of my attention and need reconsideration? You may have already noted yourself reflecting more on certain responsibilities in your life that you may have been neglecting, or you may have not been giving your full attention to and need some more attention, need some TLC, if you will. And under this Gemini full moon, we are going to be progressively coming into this energy of reflecting on our responsibilities, right? This is also somewhat touching back on the last prompt where we are, you know, balancing being present while also looking at the bigger picture. We are in this prompt, you know, balancing being present with the responsibilities that we need to take care of right now, right? In our current life situation, while also, you know, taking stock of how our current responsibilities are impacting the bigger picture, the long-term success, just like our daily habits. So this prompt is really holding space for you to take stock of your current responsibilities and which responsibilities, which aspects of your life you are realizing and acknowledging need more of your attention, need more of your focus and investment. And by reconsideration, I mean perhaps you are reconsidering the ways in which you are, approaching your responsibilities. Perhaps you are reconsidering, maybe you've been giving too much attention and energy towards this aspect of your life, and you can, kind of reel back some energy from there and reinvest it over here in this aspect, right? Just kind of restructuring, renavigating your energy and attention and focus in certain directions that bring more balance into your life. In what ways am I committing to my current self and my higher self? This prompt is again highlighting the dualities that exist in our lives and, kind of bringing in that theme again of, the bigger picture as well as the present moment. And the present moment is our current self. And our current self deserves our commitment and our attention and our energy as much as our higher self, right? And vice versa. Our higher self deserves our commitment just as much as our current self. So it's really all about, consistently bringing ourselves back to balance and taking note, assessing how we are, where we are investing our energies, and how we can be wiser with our investments, with our commitments. And this prompt, again, as I mentioned earlier, really serves as a gentle reminder as we step into the new year. If you choose to journal this prompt, you'll be able to look back at any given moment next year and remind yourself of what your commitments are to your current self, your current responsibilities, your current environment, your current healing, your current, situations, your current relationships, and your higher self, right? How you are committing to your higher self, how you are showing up daily in your habits, in your responsibilities that we've touched on in previous prompts. How is that all contributing, to the success of your current and higher self? So, y'all, this really is just both an affirmation of this is what I'm committing to, and also a gentle reminder for us in the future. How have I had to heal and transform in order to meet my own gifts? I love this prompt. And initially, this prompt was, how have I had to heal and transform in order to meet my own standards? And I switched it over to gifts because it just had a more meaningful essence to it, in my opinion. But if you resonate more with standards, then feel free to go with that. But I feel like we can all really relate to this because essentially, we know that all the healing and transforming that we've done has really been with the intention to really come back to ourselves more authentically, more fully, and really be able to show up for our gifts, show up for our purpose, and really show up in the world on purpose, right? And we know that we've had to heal in order to arrive to that. We know that we've had to transform in order to arrive to that. So because this is the first lunation post-eclipse, and, during the eclipse, we may have been a little more foggy with our clarity. We may have been seeking clarity on like certain answers, certain reflections. But now we're gonna see that fog kind of clear, post-eclipse. And so these next upcoming prompts are gonna be prompts that are really going to take advantage of the fact that we are post-eclipse, we're coming into certain clarities, and we're really now finally able to fully digest all the healing and transforming that we have undergone. So how have you had to heal and transform in order to meet your own gifts? Why am I grateful for the recent and or current endings that have taken, are taking place? It's a full moon, and this wouldn't be a proper full moon journaling prompts video if we did not acknowledge endings, cycles coming to completion, closure. And I feel like this theme that we normally visit amongst full moons is even more amplified now with the fact that this is the last full moon of the year. And this is just the end of the year. You know, we're naturally going to be experiencing endings. We're also approaching the winter solstice. So I wanted to approach our reflections with the endings in our lives with gratitude, right? And really take a moment with ourselves to express gratefulness for the endings and expand on that gratefulness by sharing why we are grateful for this ending that took place, for this ending that is currently taking place. And really step into our higher self, step into our wisdom in knowing that all the endings that we experience in our lives happen for a divine reason, right? Everything is in divine order, and everything, you know, is really working for our highest good. And a lot of the times, you know, we may not understand why certain endings are taking place, have taken place, but we know that divine intervention is a thing, right? It is very real, and we're not going to know the whys for everything that we go through in life. But what we can do is acknowledge the truth that, again, everything is in divine order, and we are divinely protected, we are divinely guided. And there's a reason why we are experiencing these endings, or why we have experienced certain endings. So let us take a moment to express gratitude, right? Let us shift the ways in which we approach our reflections with endings, and really just kind of bring a sweet essence to it with gratitude. When I choose to reflect on the last 18 months from a higher perspective, what would I say is the divine purpose as to why my life unfolded the way that it did? As I mentioned, us experiencing this first full moon post-eclipse, we're really coming into our reflections with more clarity, right? Because the fog is clearing from the fog that existed throughout eclipse season. And as I mentioned in the last journaling prompts video, where we really dove into reflecting on the last 18 months, that cycle, that period of time really, I mean, if you think about it, is so significant to our journey. And so I wanted to bring the reflection of the past 18 months back into this last full moon of the year, into this last journaling prompts video of the year, and really have us reflect on the past 18 months from a higher perspective and get specific on, you know, what we intuitively feel is the divine purpose as to why we experienced the last 18 months the way that we did. Why our life unfolded the way that it did in the past 18 months. So I really encourage you to have this be one of the prompts that you journal, because again, we are gaining more clarity now, and the past 18 months deserve reflection, even if you've already reflected on it, because again, we're approaching this with a higher perspective and getting specific on, you know, what is the divine purpose? What is the divine purpose? And I feel like there are some gems waiting for us in this prompt. Amongst all the changes, what new narrative am I writing for myself? You may have heard the saying, rewriting the narrative. And really, when we rewrite our narrative, we are essentially reclaiming our power. We are taking our power back because we are acknowledging that ultimately we are the authors of our lives and we get to choose how we respond to our life. We get to choose what perceptions we are subscribing to. We get to choose the stories we are telling ourselves and telling the world, right? And we also get to choose to rewrite these stories, to come up with new perceptions, to subscribe to new ways of thinking, to new ways of storytelling, especially when it comes to our own lives. And so, given that we have just experienced such a transformative year, given that, we are experiencing the last full moon of the year, I really wanted to end this video with a prompt that gets us to really affirm the story that we are rewriting for ourselves, the narrative that we are rewriting for ourselves. What narrative are we stepping into now? As a more healed us, a more awakened us, a wiser us, how are we rewriting our narrative? What narrative are we choosing to share with ourselves about our lives and to share with others about our lives? And essentially, this prompt will also awaken us to the old narratives that we're no longer subscribing to. So may this be the prompt where we celebrate our changes and we celebrate this new narrative that we are writing for ourselves. And that, my friends, are the 8 journaling prompts for this Gemini full moon, the last full moon of the year. This is the last Lunation inspired journaling prompts video of the year. And again, thank you so much for supporting me, for subscribing to my channel, for gifting me the honor of being brought into your present moment, into your reflections, into your own spiritual journeys, self-development, self-improvement. All of that is just such an honor for me. And I'm so grateful to be creating work and content and words that resonate with you. And so if any of these prompts resonated with you, as always, I'd love to know which ones in the comments below. I love engaging with you all in the comments, really cultivating and creating community there. And again, this Saturday, January, December 18th, at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm hosting a free journaling session where I'll be guiding you through some prompts and exercises. So if you'd like to join me in that, it's free. Again, tell a friend. I'll have the link in the description below. And y'all, let us celebrate, okay? Let us celebrate and really bask in our progression, okay? If you feel like you haven't progressed at all, I don't believe that. And you shouldn't believe that either, because I know that you have progressed in your life in some way, shape, or form that is just so magical, so divine, and is worth acknowledging, is worth celebrating. So please take the time to be proud of yourselves, be proud of your efforts, and proud of the ways in which you are showing up for you. The simple fact that you are looking up a video like this to, get into journaling and reflect on your life and be in tune with the moon, like that is so beautiful. Be proud of yourself for investing in you in this way. So thank you all again so much for being here. I'm so excited to see you in my next video, to continue to see this channel grow and evolve. And I look forward to seeing some of you on Saturday and guiding you through some journaling. So peace and blessings to you all. Happy, blessed, clarifying Gemini full moon. Let us journey through this transition and through this Venus retrograde in grace, with grace. And again, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.